Hold on 1 second, you guys. We're having some technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second. Welcome, Wapping Crew. Secure... Oh, you did? Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday... Hold on 1 second. It is Saturday, November 6th, Sunday, November 8th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Welcome to We Are Paradox Media's Late in the Rockies. I'm so glad you can join us this evening. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. I don't know, we're having some tech issues over here with my friend Chris, and I think it's all my fault. I went in and fixed some things earlier today, and yeah, it's just causing some major issues. So, if you're listening live right now, yeah, I can hear you. If you're listening right now, you're listening to us on Spreaker.com. You may also find us live on KPNL Radio, where you can look at kpnl-db.com. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask right now and get this working so Chris can hear me. Holy shnikes. So make sure on your free time, if you would like to follow us, you follow us on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Tumblr, SoundCloud, Deezer, as well as Podcast Addict and Podcast Chaser. Make sure you also go over and like us on YouTube. Make sure you give that little bell a tickle. That way, anytime a show comes up that we've done, you can get access to that as well. So, poor Chris cannot hear me, so I'm trying to get this fixed so he can hear me. Holy shnikes. Hopefully... Okay, here we go. Hold on 1 second. I think... Hold on. I think it's me. It's not you. I'm gonna enable this. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, okay on that. Holy crap. No. Okay, can you hear me now? Yay! Okay, that was my fault. I was like, please don't do anything. Don't mess up your stuff, because I'm the one who did it. I'm the culprit. Good, I'm doing good. I went through my microphone every time I turn off my computer and turn it back on. Has issues, so I have to crank it up to 100 because nobody can hear me, and so on and so forth. But I'm glad you can hear me now, and that you didn't do anything. I was like, don't do anything. It's me. Don't do it. Let me get through this intro, and I'll fix it really quick. And luckily that worked. I had to turn on the internal array so you can hear me on that. And I turned it on Skype. For some reason, people can't hear me through my mic anymore on Skype. So very strange. Yeah. So I did...
As I've been getting private readings, like people coming to my house, it's insane. It's like, I don't even know what to think anymore. I'm just like, they're coming way out here just to see me.
That is awesome. I bet your mom's so proud. Yes, she's like, look at my son.
I'm just like, I'm freaking out because a lot of the readings I've done within the past few days, I've had people crying. I'm like, I'm sorry. And they're like, you're good. So it's been insane.
Well, I mean, this is a whole new level for you because you've been doing it by phone. So how are they finding you and coming to your house? Do you have like local ads going, or?
No, I give them my address. Man, it's the same person. It's people that already knew me before I was even on the radio. So it kind of like helped, kind of beneficial for them because they said are you coming out anymore? Are you going out? And I said, no, I don't really go out as much due to COVID. So now, if they really want it that bad, like a doctor's appointment, they have to come all the way over here to see me. So,
That's awesome. Do you find that you do better on the readings with them being there personally, or does it affect them differently?
well, I wear my mask when I do the readings, and I have a table, and I sit far away from them, and then they sit like on the couch. And like I have blown everyone away to where they're just like, what? Like, how does he connect? And they're like, he's just very in tune. So I don't know.
What does your mom say?
She's like happy, very proud of me, and she was how the reading go, and I said I blew their mind. She was good, and I'm happy for you, and it's insane, really insane. Oh, I was gonna say, have we started the intro yet or no?
Yeah, I did the intro, but I did not introduce you. So tonight, you guys, we have Psychic Chris Garcia on. We're going to be doing free psychic readings, but during the first hour, we generally talk about different things going in our lives and around the world and in our environments. Just to kind of warm it up, and then we do calls. But feel free to call in anytime at 970-335-9596. That's 970-335-9596. So I saw that you've been posting more visions, and I haven't read them because I know you're going to talk about them on air, and I want to be kind of surprised. So what's been going on with your most recent visions?
Well, the vision that I had was the recent one where I was just talking about it to a friend of mine, and I was like in this beautiful neighborhood, and there were duplexes, and stuff, and I disappeared. I disappeared on the street, right? Like I guess at the beginning of the street. So I start walking, right, and all these people or some kids or people, whoever they are, started looking out the window and they're waving at me. And I'm thinking, like, picking up the waving and they're waving at me. And I'm like, okay, this is different. So I'm just walking and walking. And then all of a sudden I hear like concrete, like someone behind me. And there's like two or three people. Then I said, okay, I guess, they were having to walk where they needed to go. So I find out that the more I kept walking, the more that the crowd was getting bigger and bigger to where I had people beside me, people behind me. It was like a parade, so to speak. And when we approached this house, one of the people out of 1,000 people, they said, "Chris, this is a house," and I said, "I know." And I started picking things up at the house. I started picking up rape, molestation, paranormal. It was a mixture of different things that was causing a bunch of stuff, and it was on a beautiful, very quiet environment street. It was like one of those houses. The houses are like right next to each other, and they have like a two level. So that was insane. And then listen to this test. This is what's crazy. Before this reading today, that they came all the way over here to see me, I had a vision of my friend, which she knows how I look like, and I know what she looked like. And I didn't know what this girl looked like, right? So I'm seeing that I'm doing a reading, right, on my cousin, which I just finished doing it. And I find out later that at the end of the reading, I do a cleansing for both of them. I do a cleansing like with spray, with all these different, I sprayed them both down in a dream. And when I, um, when I woke up, I was just in disbelief because I was like, is this really going to happen in real life? And one of them did want me to spray them down with that stuff that I can't say what's mixed with. It's got Florida water, it's got holy water in it, it's got all this different stuff for protection. Um, so I find out that I gave her chills and I made her cry, and then she was in disbelief. She goes, I can't believe you're picking up on everything. Um, in confidence, I can't really discuss too much, but I did pick up on her parents. I did pick up on her deceased grandmother. Um, it was just, she was a skeptic. And she goes, you hit on everything. She goes, I've had other psychics in the past, way before you, and they never hit on nothing. She goes, with you, she goes, you blew my mind. She goes, I'm still in disbelief. Like, how did you connect and get all this accurate information that I've been feeling? But she goes, I believe it, but I'm in disbelief that I don't want to believe it's true because I don't think people are doing stuff to me. But I kind of feel like I feel like they are doing stuff. So she was kind of like denial. And I told her, I said, if you don't want to, just don't think about it. Don't cause arguments. Just get a St. Michael candle and burn it, and just keep yourself positive, and that you're gonna get a new house. And then she asked about her relationship, and she's like, I don't trust the guy I'm with, but she says, I'm just there. I'm just there because he can support me. And I said, honestly, I said, he can support you, but truly, you're not happy with him. You're just with him because he can support you and your kid, but the love is dead. It's not the same. So when I told her that, she was like, "Oh my God!" I had her crying because she goes, "No one has ever told me, you know, just everything that you said." She goes, "I'm glad that my friend referred you," and she was, "We're definitely going to keep in touch." So she was very satisfied. She goes, "What's your messenger?" So she just added me, and we've been messaging before the show and stuff. So she's happy with the reading. So it's getting really busy, Tess. I'm still shocked, that people are coming all the way to see me, because everything was over the phone. But I guess people that are local or just wanting to reach out to me. But I am keeping my social distancing. Um, but it's been kind of like a change for me, I guess you could say. It's something that I didn't expect, but I'm happy that people are coming, and and I'm giving closure to them. So it's just the validation.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like he can support you financially, but there's that spiritual support and that loving support and such that she really needs. Like financial really isn't anything right now. Like she can do better.
Just not, and that just kind of bothered me because I was like, girl, you don't deserve that. I said the only reason why you're staying there is because you don't want to start over, and you feel like he's the only man in the whole deep of this earth. But no, you can do better. So I told her everything. Things are better for you. So I feel good and I feel peaceful that I help people like that, and it means
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
so much.
Yeah, it sounds like you're underwater. I'm, I'm hearing little tidbits
With
of
the
what you're saying,
validation,
but
she goes, "You hit everything on the nail." She goes, "I was not." Are you
yeah,
there?
you're just breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you heard me when I said that.
You want me to?
Sandra said it's the
You want me to change
Garcia
my phone?
effect.
That happens.
I know. I thought it was super awesome
Um,
that you're like, what should I call my show? And I'm like, the Garcia Effect, and then you actually named it that. So that
okay.
was awesome.
uh, Okay. So what did you think now, Tess? Can you hear me better?
Yes, much better.
Okay, I had to switch headphones. That's what it was. My Bluetooth is being an ass right now. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, but I did read her and I told her, I said, I hope I can give you some peace of mind and know that not everything is what it seems. You know, people can be deceiving in your family. And I said, no matter how much you love them, there can be jealousy even in family. It's most common in family that witchcraft is done in family. And I was telling her that, and she goes, that she thought it was just friends. And I said, no, even your own family can do spells on you because they don't want you happy and they don't want you moving out and
Yeah, they want you
all this other
dependent on them, and they want you there because they're lonely. They'd rather you be unhappy and
yeah,
not prosperous so they could take advantage of the fruits of your labors, And it's funny, a lot of people have been realizing this. People closest to you are the ones that are really going to lash out or try to hurt you or whatnot. A lot of times it's because they know that you'll forgive them because you are so close, but at the same time, it really hurts. Really hurtful.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're, moving up. New level going on. So do you have a little, uh-oh. Are you back? Hello? Garcia Effect. Uh-oh. Sounded like we were in a submarine for a minute. We were pinging. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but other than that, I've been doing pretty good. It's just that there's more readings that are coming out, and I've been just busy, and it just blows my mind. So, but other than that, I've been doing pretty good. I can't complain.
So did you, put together like a little parlor in your house where you guys have your own little private room, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
well, I do the readings outside. I do the readings outside. There's this place where we have it, where I can do it outside in my room. So I'm doing all the readings outside. So, but other than that, it's been just insanely crazy that all these people coming in, and I didn't expect it. It's a different shift. It's something that maybe happened online, but I'm getting paid for personal one-on-one now. I think a lot of people are, wanting to meet me, and I think people need to see that clarification because I do feel that these people, the ones that I've been reading, don't want to go through the hassle of PayPal coming down PayPal. And then there's others that are just like, no, I don't want to send the money in the mail. So what they'll do is just rather see me in person, and they're very satisfied. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and that human interaction is very important, over the phone or even doing a Zoom or a Skype or whatever. You could still see the person, but it's very impersonal. And just to have that, human sitting across from you, making that eye contact and whatnot. Oh my gosh, we're pinging again. Are you back? Hello? There you are. Oh my goodness. Are you back? Holy shnikes. Chris, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Oh my. Chris Garcia is unavailable. Weird. Why is this happening? It must be the Garcia effect. I'm gonna have to call him back. I wonder if I should call his other Skype contact. Are you back? Hello? Now you're breaking up again. I wonder, is your phone plugged in? Oh my. Can you hear me? You're breaking up again. Is your phone plugged in?
You're talking about this. I think that's what it is. It's the energy.
Is your phone plugged in?
You're picking up from kids. Yep. Hold on, let me try this again because this phone is acting
now
out.
You sound better.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Yeah, that's weird. Are you is your phone plugged in? Sometimes my phone will get all wonky if it's not plugged in.
Well, I usually plug it into the headphones, but it's not plugged up to the charger, so if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah, try that.
It's not. Well, it's not plugged up to the charger. That's one thing I'll tell you. It's not plugged up to the charger.
Well, you're sounding much better again, but like you said, it could be the energies and they don't want you to say certain things. But yeah, I can hear you much better now. Linda Judd, she's in the chat room. She's like, Chris, is that you pinging? Laugh out loud because we keep getting that sonar ping like we're in a submarine. But yeah, it's much better now.
Wow. That is insane.
It's crazy.
The way you do it, Tess, how did you do it?
It's crazy. You know, you gotta move your body around just to get that inflection going on. Are you still there? Did I lose you again? Okay, you're still there. Good.
It's crazy.
The world has lost its ever-loving mind. Speaking of which, did you hear that in China they're telling people to stock up on food and stuff like that? And
oh my God, here we go again with that shit.
China, they're on a roll. I don't know if it was them or I think it was North Korea. Instead of testing, it was North Korea, testing their missiles on land, they have a ship now where they take the ship out into the ocean, probably so they could get further distance, and they've been testing missiles that way now. There's a lot of freaky shit going on around the world.
Wow. It's just insane. Very insane.
Makes me wonder what's going on with China. I think it's because America is like putting a halt on ordering things from them as far as goods and stuff like we used to. We're trying to do things more locally. So they're thinking things are going to hit hard, or perhaps it's something else like scarier than that, you know. It makes me wonder, like when a big country like China is saying, hey, stock up on your goods and all this other stuff, it makes you wonder what is coming.
Well, you know what's funny is that but hopefully, you know what's crazy is that I do feel that it's just insane, because when you look at everything that's going on, they were actually talking about China, because they're saying that China is like way behind us, and they said that they're more advanced.
So you said they're way behind us, but they're more advanced. What exactly do you mean?
Like I think they're more advanced than what we are in technology, and they're more advanced in nuclear weapons and missiles and stuff. So.
Yeah, I heard the only reason that they haven't invaded is because they have a saying, behind every blade of grass in America, there's a gun. Because we do stock up on guns, and especially my husband, holy crack. Like, every time he gets money, it's guns, 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 and tons of ammo. Like, I'm constantly putting his ammo away or moving it aside because it just, like, continues to build up. I'd be happier if it was food and stuff that we need, but, you know, when it really comes down to it, when people run out of food, even your closest neighbors or whatnot, they're going to be knocking on your door or shooting you or robbing you or whatever else just to get your food, you know. It's pretty insane. Yeah. Luckily, one of my neighbors is my daughter now. She lives a house down from me. So there's one house in between us, and she moved out into a new place. Yay! But yeah, so I have a really good neighbor. My husband's like, who the fuck are those freaky neighbors?
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's insane.
And it's pretty funny. I know a lot of people don't want to hear about COVID. To me, it's paranormal because, you know, this is out of the normal, except for we should be used to it by now. But here in Colorado, our COVID numbers are increasing again. Even though we have we have a high rate of people that are vaccinated, COVID is just going back up, you know, like a good stock. And so they're trying to, you know, figure out what's going on, but it's pretty insane. I think whether or not you have the vaccine, you're still going to get sick. You're still going to spread it. And, you know, I think that's where a lot of mutations are coming in as well.
Yeah, I mean, no matter if you get it or you don't, you still take a chance. And I think that's what it is about. It's gambling and taking that chance, you know, because if you don't get it, you can get COVID. If you do get it, you can get COVID. But I want to say that it's more of, for some reason, I want to say it's more of medical conditions. If your medical conditions are bad, then it's, you know, I wouldn't do it if you have a lot of medical issues. Now, if you don't care and you say, you know what, I'd rather be safe and take that chance, all you can do is just pray, and just pray that, you know, things get better.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know, Colin Powell just recently passed away, and of course he had the vaccination, but he did have underlying conditions. One of the things being he's African American, and the African American society has really been hit hard by this. But he also had cancer, and I believe it was pneumonia that got him, complications due to COVID. It's just like if you have AIDS, you don't really die of AIDS, you die of complications because, you know, your immune system is jacked up and you can't really fight things off like you could before. But it's a very, very scary thing. Very scary times we're living in. And, you know, we can't even cure the cold. What makes people think you can cure COVID? You really can't. You just have to, you know, like with the flu season. You know, everybody goes out and gets the flu vaccinations. I don't, because every time I do, I get sick. So I'm still on the fence about it. My oldest daughter messaged me the other day, and she's like, I really think you and Nova should go get your COVID vaccinations. And I'm like, I really think you should send me that money for the internet bill. But I'm still on the fence with it. Like, I really feel compelled to get it, but at the same time, I am afraid to, you know. It's still, to me, very new and experimental.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you don't really know what to think anymore. You know, people have asked me if, you know, that you don't have to say if you got the COVID shot. If you do, that's your business.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is just pray, you know. But, I mean, I'm not one to say to not get it. I mean, it's really up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can get it. If you don't, then all you can do is just wait it out and hopefully it goes away. But the thing is that, you know, it's not the same like the way it used to be, you know. But now everything's just all... I just feel like it's bad. I mean, I don't know. I really just don't know what to tell people about that, if it's safe to get it. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I mean, if you feel like you're okay and you want to take that chance to get that shot, you know, go ahead. You know, I'm not saying not to. Just make sure that once you get that shot, just to take care of yourself, you know, if you do or you don't get it. So just, you got to do the same thing, like if nothing, you know, is going on. So, but yeah. Oh, and all my friends listening to me, my friend Beth. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
No, but I need to talk to her because you know what's so weird. Listen to this, Beth. I don't know what what I have a feeling that there's a message because you were calling while I was doing that reading. I do feel there's no such thing as coincidences. I do feel that there's a meaning behind it. I'm going to tell you a little bit, Beth. I can't really say too much due to the client, but I will tell you this. There was a lot of stuff going on with her. Um, um, and I'm just saying, and I just told her just to protect herself, and regardless if, she felt like I was on point, but it was just that she was like, I can't believe it because that's my family. And I said, I know, but family can be very deceiving. So, um, but that's what I was told. She was just like, I can't believe you picked up on it. But then again, she goes, it doesn't surprise me. So in a way, she was kind of like shocked that I picked it up, but she kind of just having a hard time to accept it.
Yeah,
So
and, women, even men, but women especially, are very intuitive. And when you're picking up on something, listen to that because something's happening. And,
yeah,
a lot of people, whether they're narcissistic or whatever, as far as men go, will say, oh, you're crazy, or, there's something wrong with you. I never do that. And maybe you're thinking these things because you do something like that, which is really not the case. And I've heard that so many different times. But, yeah, she knows. But a lot of times you just need that confirmation from
I can hear.
outside your realm.
Yeah, and I told her that it's family, and she's like, you know what? I find it crazy because I was hitting on her. I just don't know. So I don't know.
Did you get a feeling of who it was in her life that's doing it? I feel like it's like an
Yes.
aunt or something.
Well, it's a female. I will tell you that much. But I don't know. I just feel like she just I don't know. I feel for her, and I told her, regardless if you believe me or you don't, I don't doubt my gift. And I said, I'm not saying that, that most psychics are. They say that now we're not 100%, but the thing is that I trust myself, but it's just I trust myself very much that that's what I feel, and I'm not going to change my answer now. You can just take the advice that I tell you, and then you can do it to where um, a part of you might be a little skeptic on what I said. If I'm connecting to a loved one like your aunt or your mom or your sister, and you're like, my sister, my mom would never do that, and sometimes when you least expect it, sometimes it can be your own flesh and blood. It's not always friends because your friends can get it at, um, you know. Okay, hold on. That girl's texting me.
And I
She's
keep hearing
actually
your phone
texting.
chiming. She's like, my ears are burning. Are you talking about me right now?
Yeah. So, but the thing is that it's I've hit on things even with family members. Um, but but I've hit things that there's just no way I could have known, and that's what she gave me. She was like, "You're good." She goes, even though it hit me in the heart. I feel like a lot of that stuff it resonates with me, and it hit me like hard because it's family. And I said, I know. I mean, I told her that I have had family that don't even come around anymore, and sometimes I ain't even gonna lie. I feel like it's my fault, but I just feel that in a way
It's kind of like
that
survivor's guilt. I don't think
yes,
it is
like
your fault, but you have that complex. I feel the same way. If somebody goes away from me and they distance themselves from me, I automatically think it's something that I did. when in fact it's not. Generally, it's something going on in their own lives. But Beth in the chat room said sometimes people know the truth and refuse to accept it, which is especially true when it comes to family. Like, you have this feeling, you know something is going on, but you refuse to accept it because how could my family do that to me? My family's supposed to protect me. And I the more I sit and think on this, even though I don't know the whole story about this person, I think perhaps this person was her aunt in a past life, but now it's her sister in this life.
Oh my God. I'm not going to say shit. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done.
That's what I'm feeling. But it's funny, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, my heart says this, or, you know, your mind overthinks things. Your heart wants to, you know, believe in the best in people. Just listen to your gut. Your gut will never lead you astray. Beth again in the chat room was saying, Chris, remember what I always say. If you don't want the truth, don't ask me for a reading. Laugh out loud. True that, sister.
Yeah. The thing is that some people, I mean, I'm going to tell you what's crazy. Some people have asked me in the past, we just called and asked that question. What? Okay, that's weird.
What?
Somebody said, did someone call Tess?
No. Haven't gotten any
Okay,
calls.
Okay, this is creepy. Oh my goodness. No, but I'm just going to throw this out there, and I know Tessa's going to love the way I say it. If you would like to call Tessa's show, 970-335-9596. 970-335-9596. And I just have to throw this, even though I know I'm the guest, but for y'all, you know me and Tessa, we always have a good time every time we're on the show together. So I just want y'all to know that I'm just Tessa's assistant.
Thank you, my lovely assistant. You're doing such a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
All right, now we're getting a call. I gotta wait for my arrow to turn into a finger so I can click on this. All right, come on.
What area code is it showing?
210.
Oh my God, I think I know.
Come on.
See, I think it's her calling.
There it goes. Yay!
I don't see the caller.
All right, well, I clicked on it. It said
commercial?
it went through.
Hello?
Hello, area code 210.
Hi.
Who are we speaking with?
Well, that noise.
Hi, is this Chris?
Yes, this is me.
Hi, Chris. Are you doing free readings?
Who's this?
This is Stephanie.
Yes, ma'am. This is me.
Okay. I wanted to ask because I'm getting like sick all the times. My bones, like I'm getting a lot of pain in my bones.
Yes.
I want to, see. Or tell me why.
Mm-hmm.
Get the.
Okay. So, so what I was gonna say is, I actually want to say, I know there's a lot of noise in the background. It's probably kids. What I was gonna say, but what I was gonna tell you is that, to me, I feel like it's out of the ordinary for your bones to be hurting.
Uh-huh.
I almost want to say, okay, this is kind of crazy because I just felt like there is energy there.
Something paranormal, right?
I want to say there's okay, this is crazy. What I'm being told is that there is a male.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know what that male is doing, but he's kind of just. Okay, this is strange. I actually want to say whoever this is has gone to somebody else to keep it kind of just on the down low. Is what I'm seeing. So it's kind of just there, and it's kind of like hard to track who could be doing it. But I'm being told that somebody else did something so they could, have pain, or you can have this kind of pain to where you almost feel like there is some kind of negative energy around you. Almost
Mhm.
kind of just like you kind of have a feeling, but then you kind of just you're just not really sure. So that's the feeling I get from you.
Yeah, because I'm always like in
And I'm
chronic
saying,
pain.
uh-huh.
Always like in pain, like all the time. My body's always in pain, and I just I get real depressed because of the pain.
Do you have
Mm.
any paranormal activity in your house at all?
Well, I see. Well, my mom had passed away a while back. Probably I think 2 years ago. And but I hear like I hear somebody walking. Um, Me and my daughter were laying down in the bed about 3 days ago, and something fell, and then what she started jumping. I'm not like, it's nothing like this, nothing. And she's like, Mom, something fell. I go, don't worry, I think it's just Grandma. 2 days later, there was a fork, a plastic fork. I mean, the kids, eat with. Well, it like they threw it to me, and like, is my mom just playing around with me? So
Mm.
we hear things, and I say it's my mom because we have her ashes by the kitchen.
Mm.
Oh goodness. What did she pass away from natural causes? Did she have anything happening with her bones?
Well, she had fibromyalgia. She had arthritis.
Oh
She
no.
passed away. I She passed away at the doctor's office. When I took her, um, she was already like she wouldn't talk to me. Like she was just facing straight, and in my mind I was like, my mom's never like that. She was always smiling, always talking to us, and she wouldn't look at me. The only thing she asked me was for a cigarette. I gave her cigarettes. She only took 3 puffs, and then she turned it off. I'm like, in my mind, I was like, that's not my mom. So I took
Yeah.
her to the doctor. I took her to the doctor, and the doctor said that she almost she was like fainting, and they put her in a wheelchair, and they took her to the back. He told her she had a heart murmur. Well,
Mm.
when the doctor told her you need to rush to the hospital, she's like, no, you know what? I want to go to your house. Let me go rest at your house, and then we'll go to the hospital. She goes,
And
I
she
need to
didn't
go to
make
rest.
it. She didn't make it.
She died. She died in the restroom. She called my name before
Wow.
she passed. She died before she passed. She called my name, and she fell back. I grabbed her. I put her in the floor. I Ever since that, I can't. I don't see her. I don't dream about her. Uh, I'm like, she was real close to me. I mean, oh my God, that was my mother.
Yeah.
And I pray every night that I want to see her. I want to, at least tell her that, that I love her, but I don't have dreams about her. My daughter's always having dreams. She sees her all the time.
You know what
Oh.
I was told to tell you is that I feel like she's around.
Me too.
I feel it very strong, but I don't feel that you're ready to see her. You feel like a part of you does, but since she's deceased, it's not the same because she can probably reach out to you, but her hand would go right through you, and I think that would scare you. So she,
Mhm.
she doesn't want to approach you and scare you because I feel like you're not ready to see that side of her. You're
And how
expecting to see her in the flesh. She's not in the flesh no more.
yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I'm wondering how long ago did she pass?
I think about 2 years. 2 years ago, I think.
Wow. That is a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, but it's like I can't. I mean, I try letting her go. I, I have in my heart, like I say, she went through a lot when she was alive. I mean, she was always sick. She was staying with us, and she would always be sick, and she wouldn't go to sleep until 6 o'clock in the morning. But
That's my
it's
sister
like,
right there. That's how my sleep schedule is.
You know what? It's weird is that I do feel that when you might see her,
mm-hmm,
hold on. Oh my goodness, because I do feel her around you like very strong. But I'm being told that when you see her is when she's gonna come for you.
oh
I
no, I
don't
don't
feel
want to
like,
be.
yeah. I mean, not right now. It's not your time.
No.
Yeah, I have a
But
long way to go.
Yeah, you have a long way to go. So I think that's when you're going to see her. I think if she came out to see
Mm.
you, I think you would cry even more because you would not want her to leave because, you would not have a hard time like letting go. And I think seeing her spirit or her outline of the way her hair is and the way her spirit, I think would kind of like terrify you because once you see her, you're not going to want to let her go and you're going to want to try to hold her, but you can't
Mm.
because she's energy now. She's just a spiritual energy now. You cannot hold her. She could probably like, if she has strong enough energy, she can manifest because I can tell you this. A lot of people don't know this, but some spirits have a tendency if they absorb a lot of energy, the more
Mm-hmm.
energy that they absorb, they can start getting even from an outline. If they manifest, they can materialize to where they can make themselves solid for like a minute, and
Mm.
they can touch you, and then it drains them. I don't know if you've seen this movie, and this is what's weird. I don't know why they're throwing this at me, but this is what I'm seeing. Have you seen that movie Ghost?
Yes,
Mm.
I've seen the movie Ghost.
Okay, with Patrick Swayze when he was trying to touch Demi Moore, he couldn't touch her because he
Yes.
was new. He had unfinished business. But then that guy taught him that he says, "You think you're still standing there, but you're dead. You can't touch it." He goes, "You have to put all
Yes.
this rage and anger and
Yeah,
all
he
the
had to
feeling,
teach
and then
himself.
yeah, and teach himself that he had so much that he wanted a cigarette so bad, and he
Come on.
kicked it, and then the cigarette came out, but he can't smoke it. He had so
Yes.
much emotion that that he was able to get to kick it, but he wasn't able to smoke it because it takes energy. It's a different type of energy, and no much how much energy you have, there's just only some limited things that you can do. Now, with that being said, I don't know why I'm bringing up that movie Ghost, but this is what I was told. There is, hold on, I'm actually freaking out on myself. There is spirits that if they've been around for many, 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 many years, they don't have a problem with that kind of material because they know they've been around it forever, that they can kick
Mm.
things, they can make things fall off the shelf, they can make a picture just flip over and fall. It's because they know what is on the other side that we don't. And
And
then you think
Linda,
about it and
go ahead.
go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna. You finish what you're saying, and then I'll say something.
And I do feel that there is a lot of energy that is there that is kind of just okay, my friend. That's just so weird. Beth is telling me Tessa that she keeps getting kicked out in the chat room. Okay,
What? That's so weird. Okay,
I don't.
Spreaker is so weird, and sometimes that happens. Or people will say, "I can't hear anything anymore. Did the show end?" And it's because Spreaker. There's something. I don't know if it's an algorithm or they just really suck. But you just have to refresh. If you refresh, you should be able to get back in. Or just shut it down and open it back up. But yeah, Spreaker's a
Okay,
pain in the ass sometimes. I'm sorry. You can go to
you know what, guys?
kpnl-db.com, but you won't be in the chat room.
I was gonna ask you guys, and I need to know because somebody else is supposedly listening to the show, and they're saying there's a lot of commercials. Is that true? Because I don't know what's going on. Because I don't hear.
I think it's on Spreaker that they play commercials, but otherwise, if you're listening in other places, it doesn't. But yeah. But it should come back where we left off. It shouldn't, interrupt anything. But there shouldn't be a ton of them either. Holy shnikes, I'll have to check in on that.
You might want to ask everybody in the chat. I don't know how speaker works. I'm beyond. You know what, Tessa? You have to tell everybody that's new to the show, that's probably listening, like what can they do to where they don't hear those commercials. That's beyond me, guys.
Chris,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Chris, I was, sorry. Is there another spirit here at the house?
I feel your
Actually,
mom, they're really hardcore. And what I was going to say, Linda Judd is saying she's feeling her mother's pain, which is what I picked up on from the get-go. I think she's trying to show her presence, but she's doing it in the wrong way because this is a new realm for her. She's trying to show you that she's there, but you don't need to feel her pain.
Yeah, because sometimes the pictures fall from the shelves, or
Mm-hmm.
I hear walking. I could hear her walking. The door will close, and I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of it because to me, I think it's my mom.
Yeah.
But my daughter's seen a figure, a black big figure, and I told him, well, that's not good, because she could see. I mean, she sees, people, and
Yeah.
she
And
sees that,
you said that
right.
she sees your mom a lot. Does she say, like, is she trying to say something? How does she look?
That
Does she give...
she looks worried. Her face, she sees her face. She looks worried.
Okay. I think she's worried about you. Have you had your blood checked in a while?
Well, I've gone to the doctor because I have so many. I mean, they're giving me injections in my spine. I need a knee replacement. A shoulder needs to be. I need a surgery. I mean, surgery. I have so many things going on with me, and I'm always in pain. And my daughter lives with me, and I have my grandkids. And like when I'm in pain, I'm always like grumpy and frustrated. And she thinks, like I tell her sometimes, keep an eye on the kids or this and that. She thinks that I hate her. It's not. I go. It's not that. I'm always in pain. You can't.
Yeah, you just hurt.
I'm always hurting, and my mom was like that too. She was different. She would always have a smile. She would always, open up to everything. And
And I
me, like,
think the day she passed, you said she wouldn't make eye contact with you, and I think she was afraid to, because had she, you would have seen in her eyes that she was scared. Like, she knew it was the end for her, and I think that's why she didn't want to go to the hospital either. Like, besides Disneyland, that's the most unhappy place on earth, is at the doctor's office, and she didn't want to die in a hospital. She wanted to die at home or somewhere where she felt safe.
yeah, she wanted to come to my house and, sleep. But the thing is, she called my name before she had, she felt back because she was gonna wash her hands, and she said my name, and she fell back, and I grabbed her and I put her in the floor, and then the doctor thought she was having a seizure. I go, no, she's having a heart attack. Her mom had passed away of a massive heart attack too,
Wow.
so she died in the restroom.
Wow. Well, you know what's weird is that when I tap into this energy, when you ask, there's another spirit in there.
I feel a male.
I want to say male. That's what I was about to say. I want to say it's a male. I don't know why they're telling me that. Okay, y'all need to just stop. Okay, I want to say mid 30s. Looks like 30s, but it could be 40s. Okay, hold on. This is freaking me out.
And like Beth was saying in the chat room,
brother.
just because something manifests dark doesn't always mean it is. I don't feel like it's a shadow person. I just feel that the spirits can draw off of different energies, so they can manifest as a white mist or a black mist or whatever. It's really hard to control how you manifest, but I don't feel like it's a bad, evil, presence.
Yeah, because I don't feel that either. I don't feel that.
No, I don't. No, I mean, to me, I would tell you that if it was a malevolent spirit, with the people that are in your house, you would be getting scratched, or if you would be like tormented to where you would see, just something that's more evil. But to me, I feel like it's more of, I'm hearing protection and more like peace of mind.
I was going to say he's very watchful over her or her family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my mom would, she would worry about everybody in the house. And like, I'm going through a lot too. I have I have custody of 3 of my grandkids, and one of them is, oh my God, he's bipolar. He has so many things going on with him. They're always calling me from school. He's always getting in trouble every day. There's not a day that he doesn't get in trouble. And my other granddaughter has a tumor in her eye.
Oh my goodness!
I have to be going to doctors all the time. Every time I go through so much, but I'm blessed that I have my grandkids.
Very much so.
And
they're so blessed to have you. I would for sure.
What I would say
Yes.
is to get some cleansing and sweet grass. Get some sweet grass and burn it. Get some
To do
sweet
what?
grass and burn it. Get
Grass?
some sweet grass and burn it. Sweet
Sweet grass.
grass. It's a thing that Native Americans used to
Where do
clear
you get that?
our. You
You
can get it
should.
in a botanica
Yeah.
or a witch store.
Hmm. And what is it called? Sweet grass?
Sweet grass.
Sweet grass. They come in braids sometimes. They come in braids.
And sometimes they're braided. That's how I
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
braided.
And you burn it or what?
Yeah.
To purify, you can even talk, purify and cleanse. You know what's funny? I've noticed that since I've been talking to you, I get tongue-tied. It's like something doesn't want me telling you. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I hate when that happens, and it's just weird. That hasn't happened to me in a long time, but I guess is that the energy is kind of like something doesn't want you to know. Unless there's something that me and Tessa are probably not picking up, but there is probably something.
Hiding.
It's not directly at your house, but I want to say it's on the land, but it's further out. And I want to say it's like somebody else's house because I'm being told that there is spirits all around at this other house.
Yeah, it could be
and
the
I wanna
neighbor.
say-
But those things can
and
travel
I keep seeing
too.
this house. It looks white. Yes, and I'm seeing white with white steps. I don't know what that is, but I'm seeing white steps. It looks beige to me, but it's a house.
Well, we're about to go to break.
Their...
But I wanted to say really quick, your mom can hear you, whether you're thinking about her or thinking to her or you're saying it out loud, she can hear you. So feel free to say anything that you feel to her and let her know, Mom, this hurts. Could you please stop doing what you're doing, like the way you're doing it? Try something different because, she's still trying to learn on the other side. It's very complicated. And also, I was wondering about your blood earlier because I'm wondering if maybe you have a vitamin D deficiency. So if you don't already, if you don't already, make sure you're taking vitamin D and other like calcium, other supplements that can help with that. But on that note, you guys, we have another caller, but we are about to go to our first musical break. Hold in there, because you and Chris can still talk on the break, okay? So don't feel like you have to hang up right now.
Great. Thank you so much.
No worries. On this break, we have Miss Mia Savage originally from Phoenix. We call her a snowbird because in the winter she lives up here, in the summer she lives up here, in the winter she goes down there. But she's going to be singing Bury Me in Heaven, Singing to Your Grave, and Our New Reality. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this musical break. Tonight, you're mine. You're mine. You're mine. Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. On that musical break, we had Miss Mia Savage, hailing from Phoenix, Arizona, now living in Bayfield, Colorado. I like to call it Bayberry. But anyways, she's very talented, and I love her soul. She's so awesome. As is my brother Chris here, who we have on the show tonight. We have Psychic Chris Garcia. We are doing free psychic readings, and the number to call in is 970-335-9596. That's 970-335-9596. Welcome back, Chris. Did we lose him?
So you know she's getting better.
You're breaking up again. I was like, where'd you go? Still breaking up. You're just going air. You're back. I can hear you now. Thank goodness.
Oh my
you
goodness.
scare me when you do that. Quit scaring me.
I'm telling you, Tessa, it's like it's never fails.
Aw, thank you, Miss Judd. Miss Linda Judd said, you have such a pretty voice, Tessa. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
You know what? She's getting better and better, guys. You know how like every time I'm like, hello, everybody, how's everybody doing? She's getting better and better at it.
You know, I practice. I practice on my free time. It's very important to me to get the Miss Doubtfire effect going properly.
The properly, Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh my God, she had to go there. So how you do, Mr. Robin?
I'm doing well.
So how can I help you, sir?
Yeah. So there's this actress, Selma Blair, and she got MS about 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so she, so there's this documentary called Introducing Selma Blair. It's a documentary about her MS, and for some reason I felt compelled to watch it, and I would like to know why.
I've never heard of that, but I feel like there's a reason. I feel like it kind of feels like the only thing I get, even though I don't understand what you were watching, but I feel like it resonates with you somehow. And it's like intertwining with your energy, and it's probably something that you have done in the past. And it's giving you ideas to build, because I'm actually doing medicine card readings too. And it's funny because what it's showing me is a beaver card, which meaning building. So you're building confidence in what you like. But then at the same time, you're putting boundaries with the armadillo, because that's what I'm being told with the armadillo. You're putting boundaries on what you're doing.
Oh my goodness.
And I feel, and Tessa's like, oh my goodness. And that's what I'm seeing with that. So I feel like with your totems, they're helping you to have a foundation, which whatever the hell that means, but they're giving you foundation with that. And I'm being told you're experimenting different things, and you're kind of connecting to shows that kind of just click with your chemistry and your spirit. It's kind of just intertwining, is what I see. Everything that you're drawn to, there's a reason behind it. You just got to do more of research to figure out why you are drawn to it. But I was told to tell you is don't second guess yourself when you connect to these things, because I know you're thinking like, why the hell am I watching this? You don't really have to know the reason why, just the knowing that there's a reason why you're connecting to it, and it's within the inner spirit. is what I see, and that's what I'm feeling from you. It's within the inner spirit. I feel like there's more that you're gonna just learn from it. And what I was told to tell you is the food card's coming up, and I think people are just misjudging you because you have a lot of knowledge that you can share with people. It's just that I think they're just telling me that you're kind of weird to other people, but it's not really so much weird. I just feel like you shouldn't really care what people got to say and just be Sir Robin.
Weird
And
is
that's what I got for
awesome.
you. Weird is awesome too.
I'd rather be weird than normal, you know. What is normal anyways? I don't think it really exists.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is insane. Guess what, Tessa? Tessa, I just got another person that wants another reading for me. That's already 4 readings. They want me to know if I can do reading tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is very holy for me because it's Sunday.
Yeah.
And I don't do readings on
You gotta
Sundays.
take that day for yourself.
I know. Oh my god. And hi, Michelle.
Hi, Tessa.
Hello.
Hi,
Michelle.
Welcome.
I'm just waking up.
You know what?
Wake up.
Like this, Tessa, she's gonna get just like you, Tessa. She's gonna be able to do that voice like the way you do it. Like do it right now, Tessa.
Oh.
See, that's what I mean.
Good morning.
You know what? She's gonna have her kids doing that. You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this: when your kids see you do that, they're gonna look at you like, "Mom, are you feeling okay?"
No.
They already look at me like that without making that noise. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got some news to tell you, Michelle. I can't really discuss too much of the private reading that I did today, but I got something to tell you. I did do that cleansing.
Oh my god.
I did do that cleansing. And number 2, I had her crying. I hit on everything that she said.
God.
You know what she said? You're gonna laugh at this. She goes, I love the reading, and she goes, "You're something else, Chris." Exactly like that. She goes, "You are something else," because she goes, "You hit hidden things that you hit on hidden things. You were hitting on things that were hidden that no one knew, and you picked up on it." And then I look at her and so she said, and then she goes, "I guess you can't hide nothing from you, huh?" And I'm like, "No, you can't." And then
yes,
on top of
indeed.
This, and then I'm going to tell you something too, Michelle. You were right. There is something around her. So I just wanted to give you some validation. So I did that clearing, and I'm glad that you called because, she's going through a lot. And I can't go into detail, but I guess we'll have to talk privately. So,
I love our private conversations, though. They always
wild. You know what, Tessa, I'm going to tell you like this, Tessa. When we add you in the conversation, me, you, and Michelle, oh my God, you should hear the shit that we both read. The things that we talk about, just us two, oh my God. And we had Tessa, that's even more insane.
Family, and we can understand each other and we can speak freely and not feel like we're going to be judged, you know, and that's what's hard about being us, because we can't do that with everybody, but when we get these special little clicks is when we get it going on. Could you imagine? Oh my goodness.
I know, right? Can you just imagine?
Oh,
and then,
goodness.
No, but I'm glad that you woke up and tell the kids I said hi. And by the way,
I will.
Okay, well, let me see. Hold on. Ooh, oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I got a message for Robin. I was going to ask you a question. Do you have any other questions before I go any further?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's from, but sometimes I do get I do ask certain questions, and I get told certain things, and sometimes it always seems correct for certain things I watch. And like, for instance, like, for example, like, I'm interested in wrestling. So when certain wrestlers get released, so I watch different wrestling programs, and so like there's this wrestling Brian Danielson. I asked what wrestling promotion he'll be going to, and eventually 7 months later he actually shows up there.
Okay, well, it's crazy because with the shows, I feel like these shows that you're watching, it's like connecting. I can't even talk. It's like something's getting me tongue-tied. I'm getting annoyed of this shit. Well, the thing that I was going to tell you is that the shows that you're watching, it's kind of like connecting to your energy. And I feel like with the shows that you're watching, I can tell you that there's no such thing as coincidences, no such thing whatsoever. So what I was told to tell you is that if a message comes in, the way that things are coming out, it's a different part of a path that you're supposed to grow. Like, I'm going to give you something, okay? I'm not going to go into detail, but listen to this, okay? And I don't know why I'm being told to tell you this, but I just want you to know something, okay? I'm going to give you an example. Me and Michelle talked the other night. All of a sudden, the chills, and I'm about to say this, that we connected, or actually I connected with Jackson, okay? I don't know why I did, but I did, and I was thinking, why does this shit, like, why does this song keep clicking? And then she was asking me, like, what is the song? This is where it hit her and me, okay?
Okay.
You Are Not Alone. Okay, that song, I didn't even have to say anything. I just told her, that song, You're Not Alone. And right when I said that, she turned red, like red. And I'm not going to go into what happened after that, but the fact that everything is reason for everything. And I do feel that with that,
everything happens for a reason, no matter how good or bad.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's crazy because I do feel that these shows are trying to link you into looking more deeper. And it's weird because, oh my God, hold on. Oh my God, I'm actually freaking out. Hold on. Okay, this is what I'm seeing in my head. In my head, it's almost like it's not a physical bookstore, but you're going to the if I can say it, the Psychic Records. You're going into the book. You're going into a library, like Psychic Records. And what you're doing is that as you're getting these songs, these songs are coming from the past. Okay, these things that you're watching are coming to the past to remind you of something. Whatever that is, you need to do some research on the shows that you're watching, because I'm being told that there is. Okay, hold on. I'm getting it in a second. Okay, they're telling me, oh my goodness, like I'm getting tongue-tied again. Ancestry. There's something.
Say beaver fast 5 times. Beaver, beaver, beaver. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so that's what I was told to tell you. So I was told to tell you that that's what you're doing. You're doing a lot of research, and I do feel like things are going to change. And I feel like whatever you're learning, no matter if you feel like you doubt it, like why the hell are all these shows standing out to me? And it's not like I told you, like I told the other caller, it's not knowing why this shit's happening to you. It's the inner knowledge. It's like, in other words, your spirit knows why you're doing this. So in other words, what you can do to help to connect why you're doing this is what I want you to do real quickly. And this is what you can do right now. Okay. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Okay. What I want you to do is close your eyes. Okay. Close your eyes.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is take one deep breath, and I'm going to count to 4. Okay. Just remove everything out. And then I'll tell you when to take that deep breath. Okay. Take that deep breath now. Okay, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, blow that air out of that. When you open your mouth, then blow it out. Okay? Now, I want you to take this last deep breath, this last one, and what I want you to do is focus on what you're seeing. When you close your eyes, you're going to start seeing like flashes and images. So when you when you take this deep breath, ask as as you're listening to the tone of my voice, ask as I'm talking to you, you ask your guides, why am I seeing this and what does this mean? So when you open your eyes, you're going to get the answer. Okay? So what you want to do is close. Okay, just take a deep breath. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, done this is guys, and you're going to get the answer. Don't second guess yourself. Okay?
So, honey, you're cutting in and out. So, what was I supposed to do?
You will find the answer. He was saying, breathe in deep. I heard all of it. I heard him cut out, but I heard what he was saying. He said, you will see it, like, behind your eyelids. You will see the flashes or pictures. You'll see the answer.
Like you did. Maybe, you know what you probably have to do is you have to do it by yourself without any distractions, and try to do it, like, maybe when you're on the phone with me, and try to do, like, close your eyes and ask your guides, what does this all mean? And they're going to tell you. And the first answer you hear is the correct answer that you're being told to do this. And I feel like there's a reason why you're being drawn to all this stuff. And I would say that you're getting into, like, really in debt with the library. Like, you're going to
maybe he was a wrestler in a past life.
Dude, he would totally be a wrestler in this life.
Well, the first image that I saw was...
So there's a reason why.
The first image that came up was an owl.
Well, the owl is a symbol of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom that you're going to find out. And then there's also deception when you're... Okay, that was weird. Yeah, owl is a very protective. And it's funny. People that are very open to their... The owl is their number one totem. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. Because the owl is my totem. So...
Okay.
So you kind of like relate. You are like connected to the dark. I don't know why I'm being told that. Not like literally connected to the dark, but you can see things that others cannot see. And in other words, you cannot be lied to. That's what I'm being told. That when you saw the owl, that is your number one spirit guide, your totem. So connect to the owl, and that's what you're going to learn a lot more. So what I want you to do when you hang up, when you're done with with the question, I want you to look up the owl and look up owl totem and see what you learn, and then I want you to get back to me because I'm going to test you on this. This is going to be your assignment for tonight. Look up the owl and what it means and go into debt. And by the time either tomorrow or Monday, I want you to tell me what you learned. Okay?
All right.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right then, sir. Do some research.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good night, brave Sir Robin.
Good night.
All right. Good night to all of you.
And I got a message.
Love and light. Do awesome things like you do. You got a message? What's that?
I got a message from Miss Michelle.
Message.
Oh, God.
Well, Michelle.
Michelle, are you ready?
Sorry, I muted so that no noise would interfere.
I got a message
Good
for you.
show.
Oh, goodness.
I got the...
Hang on, let me exit the room so it's not so loud. All right. 1 sec. All right, I'm ready.
I was told to tell you what is that you have the leadership the mountain lions coming through, and that means that okay, this is getting more crazy. That the mountain lions coming through, and
Don't be
there's
talking
a
shit about cougars, dude.
leadership.
Whatever. Jeez.
Okay, the
Seriously.
Yes.
leadership. Okay, the leadership that I was told to tell you is the leadership that you're doing. This other person has to put the leadership into the relationship. Okay, you're doing your part in putting like a lot of leadership, and you're trying to get things solved with this person. But this person is being very, what's the word, mysterious and very unknown because the Black Panther is coming through. So basically, what I'm told to tell you is that this person's got a lot of secrets behind him.
Ew.
And when you find out, you're going to get pissed because you're going to be like, I knew that you were lying to me.
Why'd you lie to me, motherfucker? Now I can never trust your ass.
Yeah, exactly. And then once this person lies to you and sits there and denies it and say, I didn't do nothing, that's when you're going to realize and say, you know what? Until
I
you
can't help
decide
you.
that when you want a real woman, then you can come to me. But if I'm not around,
that chance is long gone. I closed that door. I can already see my future with that person. I'm not one to tolerate lies and deceit and secrecy. I'm very transparent when it comes to the things that I feel. And he's lost his chance. Even if he came back right now and was like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I don't care. I'm done.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to be dealing with that.
Nope.
And honestly, at
life
this
is
point,
too short for that bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't care what he's doing. He could be messing with Tom, Dick, and Harry. I wouldn't care.
You know what? I think if Tessa heard everything that you have heard from the other readers, I think Tessa would probably say the same shit. I'm pretty sure Tessa would say the same thing. And as a matter of fact, maybe tomorrow, if we're not... Oh, no, but Tessa's busy. She's got a show tomorrow.
Yeah, I usually sleep all day and then wake up and eat and do my show. Because I stay up way too late on the weekends.
I was going to ask you, when are you available? Are you available to talk Monday, Tess? Are you available to talk Monday?
Afternoon.
Okay, we can do that. Well, more than we'll schedule a talk with you because you're going to be interested in what you're going to find out.
So many things. So many crazy things.
Yes, oh yes. Bullshit is what I call
But Chris,
it.
Oh, there's so much.
I want to talk about my future. What's up with my future here? What am I looking at?
This girl needs a reading, man.
Honestly, I actually want to say that you're going to probably meet someone else because that other person can just go screw themselves. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm just done. That's what I'm being told.
Yeah.
What I was told to tell you is that that the person really messed up with you, so that person's going to be like losing a lot of stuff. And I feel like at the day, you're going to have a family that you've always wanted, and you're going to have with the kids right now. And I feel like you're going to move. You're going to get the hell out of there, and you're going to actually find a nice, handsome man, a built man, as a matter of fact.
The milkman.
Not
a built man, like muscular.
A muscular man.
Hopefully it's not from steroids because hi little fella.
And I do feel that, you know what, I was told to tell you, and this is what's crazy. Now that I'm looking at the regular from the tarot to the medicine cards, they're telling me that if you would have, oh my goodness, I'm glad that you got the fuck out of this one. They're telling me that you would have had nightmares. You would have been miserable with him. And the inner demons would have come out of him and you would have seen the truth. And I'm being told that you wouldn't have been very happy with him. And
I wouldn't have been what?
And then most of all,
happy.
You wouldn't have been happy with him. And then the other person, you were supposed to meet him first. But I feel like Antonio came before the other guy to teach you a lesson, I guess. And to stand your ground and to have more confidence before you come with this new guy that you're going to be with, because I feel like this new guy is going to help you to lift you up even higher than what you are now. Is what I'm seeing. Now with this guy, knowing that you just got done with the other person, hold on. When would this person be in your life? I actually want to say January. That's what I see. I would say either time January. I kept feeling a little bit of December, but I'm thinking that that's the energy of the other person. So that person is still going to be lingering around you. But I feel that you're going to stand your ground and you're just going to be like, I'm done with you. I'm actually, do you even know what? Do you actually want me to tell you exactly what I hear from your mouth?
What?
I'm done with you, asshole. Exactly, to the T.
Sounds like me.
Yep, that's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then not only that, I'm actually hearing you telling him fuck off and leave me the fuck alone. And then when you're done,
I'm done.
And then when you're done, before you hang up, you're gonna be like, "How you like those apples, asshole?" And then you're done.
Got you some green Granny Smiths going on right now.
Okay.
So that's what
Chris,
I see for you.
Do you see me
now,
being employed by then? Like, do you see me getting like a job until like my degree comes in, or like is that how I'm gonna meet this new person?
Once you get, I actually want to say once you get this job, you're probably gonna get a degree while you're either before you get the job, or I want to say after. It's kind of like in the middle right now because you're still waiting on that degree. But I'm being told that you will get this job to save all that money. And I actually see you moving out. Like, you're just done. You don't want to be there no more. And I feel like you want to get your kids in a better environment because of all that energy and the spirits that are there. Even though that's always going to be your home. But I feel like you just want out. And as far as, like, I don't know why, but I keep seeing January. And I want to say by that time, you'll probably be more or less kind of like dating someone. Now, as far as like the job, I want to say it's going to be close. It's going to be very close. I want to say it's either this month or next month. So it's going to be
because I've actually been
very,
thinking
very
about
soon.
going put out applications soon. Okay.
Well, you manifest that energy. You put that manifestation energy into the air, and then if you tell the universe what you want, you will receive it the way you ask. So what I'm told to tell you,
I find it crazy.
What you wish for. What?
Wait, be careful what I wish for what? What happened? What?
You have to be specific.
What?
How you word it out. That's what they're telling me. Be careful.
So like the other day I was driving, right? And it's funny that you say that I'm going to be moving. And it was just out of nowhere. I was going like underneath the bridge, and it's like a place that I've gone a million times. And I felt in that moment like you won't be seeing this for much longer. I don't know why, but that's what I was feeling. Like I won't be seeing that for much longer.
Where do you live now? Like, you don't have to tell me exactly, but what state? Where you at?
Louisiana.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do see that you will be moving. I do want to say you're going to be moving in an area where you've been driving by, but you're just like kind of like waiting for that one moment. I feel like you're waiting for that degree. And I feel like you're going to be in a better
I thought
place.
she's going to say Colorado. I don't know. I'm just particular about those things.
That's actually where I went to school. I went to Colorado Technical.
Oh, nice. Was that in Denver?
Or?
Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay. Pretty close.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's amazing. You know what's crazy, Tessa? One of my friends kept seeing Oklahoma for her, and I said,
ooh,
I kind of feel that, but not really that strong. I feel because she has a lot of good friends there, and I want to say that she's still going to be in Louisiana. Now, let's say if it gets really, really bad, I can see her moving out of state, but at this present time, I don't feel it. I feel more Louisiana with her, but it's gonna be. I don't know because I'm not good with but I want to say, for some reason, I want to say like the opposite direction of where she's living. I don't know.
Ohio.
Oh my God.
So must be
Oh my God, Chris. That is like insane that you're saying that, because I don't want to be where I am right now. I don't like the parish that I'm in. It's very limited with schools. My kids don't like it. And I have been thinking about going towards the opposite way. That's crazy.
Okay,
Like,
okay. I'm gonna ask you.
I think Louisiana should be like a vacation state. No, west. Go west.
Is it east or because I keep seeing east? I don't know. Is it east, the opposite direction, or is it west?
if you're saying east or west, that wouldn't make sense to me. It would be north.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but
okay. That makes sense.
Now there could be several different places that you could be talking about now, because there's surrounding areas, that could be east or west from where that is. Like Avoyles Parish is directly north of me, but there are certain places in Avoyles Parish that I don't want to be in.
I just gotta say, you guys would love Durango, Colorado.
I've actually always wanted to go there.
So beautiful. I love it here. It's my favorite place. And I've been everywhere.
What's but I do see that this area where you're moving is more stores, and there's more selection of schools.
There's
for
what?
The kids.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Schools
and stores?
More schools.
Colleges, schools, yeah.
Mm-hmm. More stores and schools of where you're going to be. So that might give you a more definite of where you might be moving. More where there's more people.
Well, we got Fort Lewis College, where the creator of Beavis and Butthead came from. So, yeah, you definitely need to go to Fort Lewis College. No, I'm just kidding. Then we got San Juan Pueblo Community College. And I don't know, for me, this is so diverse here. There's so many people from so many different areas. But yeah, definitely a move from there. I love Louisiana. I love visiting there. But it's just really scary as far as weather and paranormal and so many different things.
It's the spirits. Yeah, I'm sorry. For me, it's the spirits.
Yeah, the paranormal is so
haunted.
Yeah. It's flooded with hauntings.
Louisiana has a history of paranormal. No matter what little state of Louisiana you move, it has every little state or little town has a history to it. So, but that's what I was told. Now, this is what's crazy. Listen to this. This is something I've never been there. Always, and Michelle already knows this, and you should know this. That's because I told you this a long time ago. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, but I just was told just recently that I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not going to go into detail why, but I'm not supposed to be there. It's just a memory, okay?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I've always been drawn to California, which I don't know why, because I don't have family in California, but I've always been drawn to, at first, living there, but then now that I think, everything due to COVID and, the earthquakes and shit, I can't see myself living in California, but I can see myself visiting. I don't know why, but I just feel there's something that's calling me. I just don't know what it is, and to be honest with you, this shit drives me insane because I don't know why I'm being drawn to that state. So there must be something that I'm probably not aware of. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because Miss Linda Judd said Southern California way before you even started saying that. So that was pretty interesting.
That's kind of creepy. She just validated me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
she just validated
I don't know,
me.
like Louisiana can be a tough place to live, but I don't ever see myself leaving it unless like my life was in danger here. And Chris, you know what I'm talking about.
So if you don't want to leave Louisiana, I would just suggest moving to northern Louisiana. You know,
that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I told her. I said, I really don't see her.
Is he breaking up to you?
Yes, I'm not going to go to that. That's the I told that. Maybe because we're talking too much about Louisiana. I think Louisiana's like, be quiet. Be quiet. Oh my goodness. Paranormal.
Who that?
Paranormal, Tessa. Paranormal, Tessa. Paranormal.
Paranormal, 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 paranormal. That's normal to me. What's abnormal to me is the normal. Like, there's really no such thing as normal. But there is paranormal.
Oh my. Yeah. And I do feel that every state does have a history being like, oh, you're in Texas. San Antonio is one of the most haunted places too. It's got a lot of history out here too. So, but yeah, I just feel like there's just so much, that if you are so connected to your home, some people just don't want to leave. But then there's others that, get tired of seeing the same shit and they're like, you know what, I don't want to live here anymore. But, I've heard people move from an area where they felt comfortable with, and then they move to an area where they just don't know anybody, and they're like, I feel lonely. And I'm thinking, like, you wanted to move. You don't want to be close to your family. So what do you expect? So that's why I tell people, if you're going to move, you're going to move away from the family, then you're going to be prepared for that loneliness, and you gotta fill that void. I know it's not easy.
Make your own family.
But you got to, yeah, exactly. And that's, okay, never mind. I was going to say something, Tessa. You're so bad. You know what I was going to say? If you want to make your own family, then you need to have a boyfriend and make babies, okay? I'm just going to leave it with that.
I started building my family way before I had babies. I had adopted parents and adopted sisters. I have so many sisters. It's insane. And they're all really my sisters. I have one living with me right now, driving me neck and foots.
But you know what the funny thing about that is to us is that I've been told by a lot, and I told Michelle and other people, I said, it seems like every time I come across a relationship, it doesn't work for me. And it's weird because I tell people that are in a relationship, the people that are gifted, one thing I've always known is that with me, I've always scared the women. I guess it's because they know I'm very open to everything, and I feel like they just either are there for bad intent, so they think that I can't read their mind, and then once they see who I am, they're like, nope, I don't want to fuck.
He can read my thoughts.
Because, and they want what I call normal. They want a normal boyfriend, but nowadays there is no such thing as a normal boyfriend. Even if you come across a normal guy, you don't know, maybe he's a psychotic or he's a killer.
Oh my God.
I mean, you just don't. There's no such thing.
Narcissistic
There's no
asshole.
such thing as normal. And I'm sorry for the ladies. There's
normal is just a name to cover up all the craziness because, you think of different families as being normal, but once you penetrate and get on the inside, you're like, holy shit-tards, this place is way crazier than I thought it was in the first place, There's no such thing as normal.
A preview of people before you dive in and
date could you have a commercial or something?
Like a little trailer or something.
Yeah. That'd be great. I think the important thing is not to look.
How is this temperament going to be?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know.
I'm scared.
It's a very scary prospect.
I mean, I hope to find somebody by that time, but because the way I'm headed, if they don't come in my life now, I'm not going to trust them later because I'm going to feel like they're just in it for the money for me,
All right, so you guys, the important thing is, okay, you're looking for happiness. The important thing is to find happiness within yourself first because good energy is drawn to good energy. So if you're projecting that good energy, you're happy with who you are, and you can give a fuck what anybody else thinks, then somebody's going to be drawn to you. And that's where I say don't look because it'll stumble upon you, or you'll stumble upon it. It'll just freaking happen out of nowhere, and it's pretty awesome.
With that. I truly do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you'll know.
I actually do agree with that too, because you know what? I'm done looking for people. I'm done looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm done. I've had my share of in the past when I used to look, but now it's like I don't even care. It's like whatever. I don't care.
That's how I was too at first, and then no, someone said you're gonna meet a Latina guy, and I'm like, huh? I don't even get out of the house, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, Chris is describing the person. And I meet the person, and I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, I can't. I can't. Like, that messed me up. He described him to a T.
But
it was so creepy.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, you know what? I described him to a T, but listen to this, Tessa. He's an asshole. That's the only thing that I didn't get. So that's the other thing. So, but other than that, I mean, that's.
So he's just like an asshole because he's so in love with himself, or what's the dealio?
Okay, so basically, he's very possessive. He doesn't want me talking to any guys or whatever, which is understandable, you know, especially if they flirted with me before. But like, the way he went about it was completely wrong. You know, trying to control me and just fighting with me over little stupid shit. And I've always said to myself, you know, when he starts to act out like that, something's not right. Either he's doing something he has no business doing, or he's trying to get out of the relationship.
Yeah, those are never good signs. Yeah, I'd get out. Mm-hmm. Get out. Run!
Yeah, I did.
But you know what's so sad is that you know what's crazy, Tessa, and I told her this because I know Michelle's a very good friend of mine. And I told her, I said, I'm sorry. And she's like looking at me like, because we were on Messenger. And then she said, to be honest with you, Chris, you were right about the description. But one thing you got to understand, and this is what she told me, is that you were right with the description. But one thing that you got to understand is that you cannot control the person's personality or character.
No, you can't change someone. Like, there's a lot of fixers out there that are like, I can change him, you know. I love him so much, I can change him. You can't. That person has to change themselves, and sometimes it's virtually impossible because they don't even see that they have a problem.
I felt like our maturity levels were very different. Exactly. You know, he's younger than I am, so it's kind of like, you know, I'm 31 years old and you're in your early 20s and your mind frame is not where my mind frame is. So it's like your level of comprehension, you know, when we're talking and, you know, you're not listening. You know what I'm saying?
You can't communicate.
That's the best thing you can do. Exactly. And he misunderstood a lot of the things that I was trying to say. And he would take it and run with it, you know, and it would cause like a big argument, and then I would explain to him and he'd be like, oh, you know, well, if you would have shut the fuck up and listened to me the first time, none of this would be happening, you know. But I can't keep teaching someone how to love me. Okay, I'm at a point in my life where I shouldn't have to. It should just come natural. How to treat me.
And yes, different people have different love languages, but at the same time, like, something like that should come natural. I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you shouldn't force anybody up on you. And I told her that I'm sorry, and she goes, Chris, you're good at what you do, but it's just, you got to understand that everybody has their own personality. And even though
I really think that I was meant to meet this person for a reason. You know, it taught me a lot.
Yeah,
and I feel like before I got into something very serious, you know, I needed to go through this to kind of give me like that reality check.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a good lesson. Nice to see it in the rearview mirror.
You know what's crazy, Tess? I've learned my lesson too, you know, with my exes in the past, and oh my God, it was like, I don't get it. With me, and I hope this doesn't happen to Michelle, but all my exes in the past, they come back.
Yeah, I know. They're like, oh, I miss you so much. You were like the best, and blah, blah. And I'm like, bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.
You're an ex for a reason.
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to go to our second music break, where we'll be listening to Miss Mia Savage with The Bottom Line, Let Me Be Your Home, and Lemurian Crypto. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this musical break.
right now between fear and love.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we are joined by Psychic Chris Garcia, as well as Miss Beth, and I believe Michelle. Hi, guys. Hello.
We're from here. My name is Michelle. Okay. I'm young. I don't know nothing.
I know nothing. Who are these people?
I don't know shit.
I don't even know who
Why do they keep calling you mom? Jeez.
Right? I don't even know. You know what that abduction means? Can you tell me what abduction is? I don't know what abduction means. I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't even want to get into that word.
Oh my goodness. What about this one? Paranormal. What's the meaning of that? I don't know what the hell the meaning of paranormal is. What is that? Never heard of it.
I don't know. They just call me Beth 316 the Parathug and the Paramama. I don't have any clue why.
What does it all mean, Basil?
It's bad. It's hard work.
I'm gonna tell you, like, you know what, Tess? I just got a good one for you. Tess. I got a feeling, and I'm getting a strong feeling, Tess. You need to have Beth on. I can tell you right now.
Hell yeah, let's do this.
You know what I was saying? You need to have Beth. You'll both got to talk privately, but I'm going to tell you. If you think I'm insane and blow people's mind, you haven't heard Beth yet, because you tell.
It gets a little out of control.
Well, you're in the perfect network to be crazy, because Tessa's network, you could say whatever you want. You can, yeah. So you're good.
Well,
feel free to speak freely, motherfuckers.
What I was thinking about was, okay, so I have been watching a live tonight. A friend of mine is at Randolph County Infirmary. They're doing an investigation. And so I had been back and forth visually watching that, but listening to you guys. So this whole time I was getting two names. I think it had something to do with the listeners for this show rather than what I was watching, because I kept getting a Philip and a Thomas, and it's Father Thomas. So if anybody contacts you during or after the show, there is their father, and their father's name is Thomas, not a priest. And they kept driving me crazy, which Chris will tell you, it happens a lot with me.
Was he a really big guy?
Tall, slender, not real slender, medium build. He had a beard.
Black hair and really dark brown eyes. They look black?
Pretty much.
Did he have a hairy mole on his left arm?
Well, I couldn't get that far.
Oh.
But there's something in the message that he keeps saying he's all right. He's all right. So somebody needs some closure, and someone needs to know that he has heard what they've had to say, and it's okay. So I don't know what that means. That's all I know. So I don't think it had anything to do with Randolph Infirmary. I think it had something to do with a listener on the show, because it will tend to come through if I'm going to eventually be talking to someone.
That's awesome. And infirmaries are scary, scary places. I really want to visit one someday.
Oh, yeah. And I actually was on staff at Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so I've been to a lot of really cool locations, and I've been to a lot of scary locations. I've actually investigated at Willow's Weep in Cayuga, Indiana.
Very nice.
Which I typically say is as close to hell as you can get.
Right?
But, that's one thing I'd love. I can't wait until Chris gets out and gets to do some investigations.
Haven't heard the shows.
What?
I couldn't hear you, Chris.
Oh, God. That's the point. We need to. Your energy's insane.
I didn't do it.
I'm telling you.
It wasn't me.
Together. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Then it must be Michelle.
Michelle, you have some explaining to do.
But I'm glad you have this show, because this is one of the better shows, I feel.
Oh, thanks, Beth.
I think it's a very open platform. I'm really, one of the things that's great is you respond to the guest. A lot of shows really don't respond to the guests on the show, and you do.
Yep.
So thank you for having this platform for people like us. It means a lot to us.
That means a lot.
It does mean a lot.
So you know what, Tessa? You need to have her on, because Beth is really good. And I'm not saying that because she's my friend. She's been there for me. You know what's crazy, Tessa? I won't really say too much. You remember what I was going through with that bullshit?
Yeah.
I was going through the same thing, similar to what I went through, but with her circle of friends. And then after that happened, I had to, I don't know when I met Beth. I can't remember when, but one thing I can tell you is that me and Beth have had a very, very great connection. And they know that I found Beth, and then other people along with Beth, that we, I can actually say that I actually did find my soul family, my tribe, and I'm happy that I did find Beth, because she's inspired me. I've inspired her, and it's just like we've helped each other, and Beth means a lot to me. And I just want you to know, Beth, I'm going to put this on the air. I'm going to tell you guys, you have not heard Beth Allen. I'm going to tell you one thing right now, and this is just coming from me. I do not, and I repeat, I do not recommend just anyone, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to find another intuitive or another good intuitive advisor, someone that's good at what they do and knows their shit, I would recommend Beth Allen. And I just want to throw that out there for you, Beth, because you're a lot like me, and what scares me is that you're a lot like me, and that just scares the shit out of me. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
The bejesus.
Well, I thank you, honey. That means a lot to me. But you know what? That's what we're supposed to do.
Raise
in
each
this
other
community.
up. We got to help each other out of this
we're supposed
hellhole.
To. Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would like to extend the offer. I'm going to start doing shows again. I'm coming out of,
You can even
I
use my network. I'm looking for people to use my time.
Yeah.
I pay for time. I only use weekends. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh my God. You know what? I could just imagine with Tessa and Beth together. Oh my goodness. I could just see that.
Well, you know what? And not just, I'm about supporting everyone. I'm not going to say it's para-unity. I'm going to say it is family doing the right thing. We all have the same thing. We're trying to help people. We're trying to help spirits. It's not a competition.
It's not.
My platform is, I have two platforms. I have Supernatural Speak, which that is for people like of any, whatever you do in the paranormal. But Wicked Woman Paranormal LLC is my baby, and it is to support women in the field.
That's awesome.
Because there are so many, and I'd love to have you on, because you've created a platform for people to be heard, and it's very important. This isn't just about celebrities. This is about real people.
That's what I like about it. I don't have to have big names. I just like to have people on who have experienced different things just to share, so people don't feel weird and outcasted. A safe place.
Yeah.
Keep it weird, babe. Keep it weird.
Yeah. I'm all about that.
Because what you may do, you're going to have somebody on your show. And they're going to be heard by someone who's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to find the strength to speak up because somebody might have been on your show and they heard them.
Yeah.
So you're doing a good thing.
Yeah,
you're doing a really good thing.
You know what I want to say to you, Tessa? I've known you for a very long time. I feel this from you that you would give anyone a chance as long as, you know, they respect you and you respect them. And I don't know why I'm being told this, but I'm being told this is future stuff, okay? I want to say within a year, oh my God, I'm actually wanting to cry on this one. I can see Michelle helping people, but I do feel like in a way she has to work on herself first. And I feel that she's the one that can help people. But then I feel like she's gonna be that type of person that's not gonna put up with bullshit. And she fits in perfectly with the platform, like Beth said. I do feel that, you know, with you having, you know, talking to like guests, like Beth, I can agree with that. There's not many other shows. I know that you introduce your guests on your show, Beth, but there's not that many people that do that and, you know, give the time for the guests to speak. But there's a lot of shows out there that, you know, are out there to help others and get their names out there. And to me, I see it as I'm just going to be me because at the end of the day, I know a lot of people look out for me and people look for me and people love me. But just remember, everyone, at the end of the day, I'm just me. I'm not trying to be anyone. I'm not, if it's meant to be, make it big. That's not my doing. That's God's doing. That's beyond me. I'm just here to help others. And if it happens, I'll think about it. But if it doesn't, I'm happy where I'm at right now. I'm satisfied. But if it's meant for some bigger things, which I've heard from others that I have bigger things coming to me, if it's really meant to be for me, I'll do it. But if not, I won't. I know I'm not missing much. So I just want to throw that out there too.
Well, it's very important that we support each other, but it's very important, as you said, Chris, people need to understand this is not us. We're merely vessels. And we are worked through to help others. We're just a vessel. Mm-hmm. I'm nobody special. My name is Beth, and I don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know shit. Didn't see shit.
Michelle, and I'm glad that Michelle came across too, because I do feel for you, Michelle. I do feel in time, I kind of see you doing this kind of stuff, but I do feel that you just gotta be just comfortable with your own skin and your own skin, and I can feel like your knowledge, you're gonna share it with other people, and I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. I just see you growing, and the more that you help people. One thing I just want you to know, and this is what I tell everyone: no matter how much shows you get, keep yourself grounded and just remember your roots, remember where you started from, and keep yourself humble. And as long as you're humble and truth, there will be other doors and opportunities to open for you.
Yeah, you can't have an ego.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because you do, it will fuck your head up. Literally. Trust me when I tell you this. It will fuck your head up. So as long as you stay humble and true to who you are from the first day you started, all I got to say is many blessings to everyone that comes out there and tries to get out of the psychic closet, is what I would call it.
You have to be kind.
Come out of the paranormal closet, baby. It's okay. I will give you a great big fat hug.
Yeah. Come on out. Just crack the door and stick your foot out, and one day at a time.
Baby
and you
steps.
Always remember to be kind, not just to others, but to yourself.
Exactly. And another thing from past experiences, oh my God, I have to throw this out there. One thing you got to remember is that people are going to try to bring you down because people, I guess, can see you as a threat, and this applies to everyone. Don't let them control you. Do not let them manipulate you and tell you that you can't grow further, and that you need them to succeed. Okay? Remember that. Be true to yourself. If something doesn't feel right, get the hell out. And that's from past experience. I'm not going to go into detail. I have learned that the people that I thought could trust me in the past, this was way before Beth, this was way before Michelle. Look at all that shit they did, and I'm still here. So, let them be your motivators.
Let your haters be your motivators.
Take
that negative energy and turn it positive.
Exactly.
Like, I've always been the type of person that when someone tells me that I can't do something, I just want to prove them wrong even more.
Me too.
So that's like, it just drives me nuts.
It's not about proving
you can't do this.
But you don't do that. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. You prove it to yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you know what's funny, that Beth said that same thing she just said to me. She goes, Chris, if they say that they're not real, that you're not real, and it doesn't make sense, one thing you got to be is stay true to yourself. You don't got to prove shit to them. You know who you are. You know what abilities you have. You know how strong you are. And you know what Beth told me and others said? And I believe this to the T. They have told me, and I'm not going to say names, but others have said, you're not even 1/3 of your potential. You're not even full. I mean, you have potential, but you haven't reached it. And when people say that, I don't know. I guess it's because they could see from within. Because I can't read myself. Okay.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I've gotten messages that are true. I've even accidentally read myself when I was giving an example to my first daughter's donor. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, that was just an example. That is not going to happen. And every single thing it said happened. But when it comes to reading myself and telling myself the correct thing to do, I feel like I could be deceiving myself, so I don't listen to it.
Yeah. No, you don't ever try to read yourself. It's not going to, we have to all depend on each other. I do readings for other mediums. And it's an honor when they contact me and ask me to do that. It's a very big honor for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's funny? I had many times where I was just didn't want to do it anymore because I was tired of everyone's BS. And everybody just said, no, don't leave, Chris. People still need you. And I got to the point where I was just done. I said, I just can't do this anymore. But I can put this to many people. And I'm going to give a shout out to everyone that has a big impact in my life. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now. Of course, number one is the Lord above. This is for all the blessings that he's given me. Give shout out to my grandmother on the other side. Love Grandma. Rest in peace.
Grandma.
Abuela. Say another thing. Of course, my mom is a big motivator because she's very proud of me. I want to give a shout out to Tessa for giving me the chance when we first met to be on the show, and we're still being in contact. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Becky for not giving up on me. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let your haters be, to bring you down. And everybody like Beth, I want to give you a shout out too, that you've been supportive since day one, since I met you. I want to give a shout out to Elizabeth, Michelle, everyone that I've met, Amy. I mean, I can name every single one of you, but if I forgot you, I'm sorry. It's just those are the names that everybody has made.
It's not that you're forgotten. It's just your name escapes me at the moment.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, there are so many of you, like Leanne, Tanya, everybody has some little part in giving me that chance. And I just wanted to say that I love you guys. And if it wasn't for you, I probably would not even be here. And I just want to say I love you, all of you.
I love you, Chris. I love you,
You know
Beth.
we
I
love
love
you.
Michelle. I love you guys.
I love you too.
I love you guys too.
There's a lot of love.
Yeah.
Whole lot.
And Chris and I have been very fortunate. We've had some great people in our lives that have been there to support us and mentor us, and just really great people. And you don't find that everywhere.
Nope, it's very rare. And such a great blessing indeed. And that's what I was talking about when I said build your own family. I lost my mom to a drunk driver. My dad abandoned us. We were passed around. And then eventually you go out on your own and you kind of build your own family. And as I said before, I have so many brothers and sisters. And Bill and Hody were my adopted parents. And I was their alien. I call myself a mutant, but I'm sure I am alien. But yeah, it's just so important to have these different people in your lives and to recognize that and appreciate it. And I'm so grateful for everyone. You, Chris, because I've pushed you and you've pushed me and we've kept each other afloat going down shit creek without a paddle.
Yeah. And I think we all have learned a lot from each other. And like they say, knowledge is power. And I feel that when you love each other and help one another, you can grow and be like a family. And one thing I'm going to say, and this is one thing, what I was told is just don't let anyone tell you that you cannot be successful. Okay? Be your own person. Trust your guts when you feel things. Don't second guess yourself. And number 3, you don't have to prove shit to no one, because as long as you know who you are and you trust what you feel, that's all that matters.
I
just hate being told no.
Right. Well, and I was
Sorry,
about
if
to
anybody
say...
hears the yelling... Sorry about the yelling. You might hear my grandson's mother yelling at him because he's a bit off the chain tonight.
Yeah, it happens. No, but I was saying, Michelle was saying earlier about people telling you can't do it, motivating you. Had I not had that when I joined the Marine Corps boot camp, I fudged and said, I was running my laps and all this other shit, when indeed I was sitting and smoking weed and eating bonbons and Nutty Buddies and watching movies instead of running. And so, I almost died during my qualifiers and stuff, but it was the people in my head saying, you can't do that. No way in hell are you going to be able to do that kept me going, because I had to prove them wrong. And so I can see how that is a great motivator, and that's where I've learned that you can turn that negative energy into something positive and not let it affect you in that way. But yeah, it really is a great motivator, especially when you've been through a lot.
I mean, the Marines, that's hard enough. That's ooh.
Hoorah.
And I've got some pretty great Marines in my life. I've got some pretty great ones in my life. I have, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I have a very special person in my life that she was a drill sergeant in the Marines. She served during Desert Storm. And she has been a great source of love and support in my life. So I have a special place in my heart for all Marines. And if that didn't teach you something, if you can make it through that, baby, you can make it through anything.
Right. Yeah. Everybody was like, they tear you down, build you back up. And I'm like, I'm almost there at the bottom. So I think I could really use that. And it really was a good thing for me in my life. And, it got me out. I always said I'd never join the military. Every time I've said never, it's always happened. But yeah, I joined to get out of an abusive relationship because I felt like I had nowhere else to go. And I just like kind of slouched in the couch one day in my pit of depression. And I saw that Marine Corps commercial and I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, that was my ticket to freedom. It did a great deal for me.
They got the ho-ho out of my mouth. They'd have been like, excuse me, ma'am, you're going to have to remove the ho-ho from your mouth. I was like, look, the brownies, the cheesecake, I'm sorry, I just can't.
It's the ho-ho or no-go, baby.
I'm like, yeah. I told them, I was like, you know what, I'll just stay on this side and wear the sweatshirt and support y'all.
You know what I was going to say, too, and I want to do this, and I don't know when, Tessa, but we need to do a StreamYard. I just got to plan it, and maybe, just maybe, I could add you, of course, Beth, if you want to. Tessa, I'll add you, and then Michelle, if you want to come on StreamYard, but just be aware that when you're on StreamYard, you're all over the place. Okay, just know that.
I tried to do that last weekend on Halloween, and I just didn't hit the, I guess, go live button or something. I was like, oh shit, it's not even live. Never mind. But it didn't go along with the show
once
either.
You get StreamYard, once you get used to StreamYard, it's great.
Yes, it is. It's a good fun. It's fun. You get to talk.
I wish you could have seen my first show. My first year. Oh, it was crazy.
I remember. You know what? You know what was crazy when I first did that? When you did that last show, Beth, I loved your background of all the past guests that you had, and I loved the beat that you played. I just loved it. I loved it.
I actually have my own beat that someone did for me. But I'm having problems getting it to sync with everything, so we're still working on it. Yes, the Parathug has her own beat.
Oh yeah,
only me, right?
I
told him I wish I could get 2 Chainz to do a song for me. That would be awesome.
You know what's crazy? Oh yeah, you know who I love? Everybody knows that I have a big thing for my. I know that she's taken. I can always give her a shout out. If anybody knows Amy Allen personally, tell her that I give lots of love kisses and love her work because she blows my fucking mind. If you wanna, oh my God,
Amy's amazing.
She was, yes, oh my God, I have no words for her. No words exactly. And I know Michelle has something to say about Amy Allen because she loves Amy Allen too, by the way.
I do.
Well, your other favorite person lives in the same city as me. Like, it's literally probably not 4 miles away from me.
Do you live in Bayfield too?
Yeah, Chip Coffee.
Oh, never mind.
Chip Coffee. Yeah, I'm in Georgia.
So's my big brother.
Yeah,
Georgia is
Chip is cool.
Oh my God.
And he used to eat dinner like a mile away from my house, Chris.
You know what I was going to ask you? Have you met him yet? Even though
no, I haven't.
Area? Have you?
I didn't. He's lived in this area for years. I didn't realize how close he was to me till someone who knew him years and years and years ago told me, you're like, he lives right around the corner. I was like, what? For real? No, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I had no clue.
You know what I would say, and not everybody knows this, even Tessa. I think if I had a chance to talk to Amy Allen, I would be like, I would be like shocked. I would be so excited to talk to.
You would be flitterpated.
I know, right?
Chris would go into a coma immediately.
He would just go stiff and fall backwards.
They'll be like, Chris.
I mean,
he got a full-on Woody.
I would
Whole
faint,
body.
and everybody would be like, "Chris, are you okay? It's just Amy Allen."
I'd have to speak for him. I'd have to be like, Amy, he said he loves you.
I'm his interpreter.
Right? I could just imagine Michelle, what she would say. Oh, yeah, he's got a crush on me. She would be like, what?
It would be like, it would be crazy.
Just as starstruck.
What would you say if I couldn't talk, Michelle? What would you say to her?
I would just be patting your back like, it's okay, Chris. Get it out.
I'd be sitting there with a wet washcloth.
Right.
I'd be sitting there with a wet washcloth and an ice pack.
A fan, big old fan.
Are you okay?
Somebody bring the smelling salts, because I have a feeling he'd need them.
Tessa's taking notes. He's like, okay, I'm going to write that down.
What if you didn't talk and, like, he was reading you and read your thoughts, so there was no need to talk?
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
No, it's crazy. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, those are my number 2 psychics, but I mean, Chip has got energy to him. He's a loving person. Amy, I could just imagine, because that girl's got a mouth on her, by the way. But she's just, I don't know. And you know what's crazy is that I look at them and they encourage me to reach for the stars. That's how I look at them. They're not just motivators for me, but they encourage me that if they can do what they do at their level, I don't have to be exactly like what they do, but it just encourages me that they come from a background that I guess all of us don't know what they went through, but I could just imagine what they went through when they first started. But I know that even though, they helped others out there, they had their their moments when they were probably our age and even younger, that they struggled and people bullied them and people were saying you ain't gonna amount to shit, and look at them now. That's what I'm saying. You don't ever make fun of anyone, because you never know that one day you might not be able to get a hold of them. So
just be nice, okay? Is it that hard to be nice? Come on.
Nowadays,
I don't know, but Chris just made me feel young. Chris, you just made me feel young again. You said our age. I'm like, dude, I am their age.
You know what? I'm not going to say how old I am.
Well, I mean, Chip's a little older than me, but I think me and Amy are close to the same age.
You know what? How old is Amy, by the way?
12.
I think she's in her 40s.
Oh, God. She makes me... Okay, I ain't going to say nothing.
Early 40s, I think. I could be wrong.
I'm 42. I'm going to be 43 this month.
She's either in her late 30s, early 40s. I can't remember.
Wow. And you know what? I think
there's a way you can find out.
You know
Google.
what I was going to ask?
Oh, yeah. You can just look that up. Hold on. Let me look and see if...
You know what I was going to say, Tess?
Sorry, before my phone dies, I'll do that.
Okay, I was going to say, when is your birthday, Tess?
It's the 26th.
She's 45 years old.
It's the day after Thanksgiving. 45.
Oh, I just want to say happy.
Oh, wow. Guess what?
Chicken butt.
Me and Amy are the same age. We're both 73 babies.
Oh, my God. What are the odds?
She's so beautiful. Oh, my God. I can't even.
Oh, and let me take it back. Chip Toppy is the same age as my parents, so, yeah. I thought he was younger than that. I really thought that, Chip was like in his mid-50s.
Right?
Yeah. He's older.
He's got good genes.
Older, but he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. No, that I do agree with. But yeah, like I said, I'm just glad that I'm talking on here. And I was gonna say, Beth, I don't know if your phone's gonna die, but if it does, I just wanted to say thank you for calling in. I know you're probably at work or whatever you're doing, but I just want to say much love to you as always before your phone dies. And we will
I guess tomorrow. I better do that. Yes, we definitely will. I thank you so very much for having me on.
I'm so glad you called, and I called you back.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for that. And please get in touch with me because I'd love to have you on my show when I start doing shows again.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we friends on Facebook or, I don't know. I think we are, aren't we?
No,
yeah, I'll have to find you because for some reason I'm hard to find unless you go on Chris's page. You might see me.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Go to my page.
So I will find a way to get in touch with y'all. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful night, and thank you again.
Night, love and light, sister. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Bye, man.
That's amazing. I'm glad she called. Wow. Oh my God, I feel so much love. I'm actually wanting to cry. Not playing. I know, I feel so much love. Michelle, really?
That was me.
She's like, I'm in tears. I'm telling you, I'm so in tears right now. No, but I'm glad that we had a.
Amy's from Denver, Colorado. What?
What?
I know I think she's from Denver, but I think still that I don't know, I haven't looked at her Facebook lately, but I think she grew up there, but I think she's in California. I don't know.
Probably.
What is the same, Michelle? Where is she from right now? Where is she living at? Is it in Denver or is it in California?
I am looking at her bio right now, and it's only like giving me like her background. Let me see. She was a student at the University of Arizona.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, I would give my right leg to meet her. Seriously.
I don't know. That's asking a lot. You know how hard it's going to be to remove your right leg?
I was going to say something else, but I was like, maybe that's not appropriate. Okay.
Like I said before, feel free to speak freely. We're all adults here, I hope.
I know she's going to be like, what do you mean your leg?
Damn.
I hope. That now that we did pick up, it was your grandfather, and
yes, that's Stephanie.
Up on her.
Yeah,
Stephanie. I know we picked up something off her. I forgot what you said. What did you tell her, by the way? Tess, do you remember what you said? Do you remember what you said?
About Stephanie, I felt like it was her grandpa, and I don't remember what else. I know, I feel like the pain that she's feeling, a lot of it is from her mom, but I think some of it is from her too, so that's why I was telling her about those vitamins that she could take and stuff. I don't know, the whole freaking, man, what a mess. But yeah, I feel like it's not negative. He's watching over her, and can't remember what else.
But you know what? I know we have a little bit of time left, but I just want to say for anyone, because I know Tessa has a little bit of time left. So what I'm gonna do is tell everybody, in case you haven't got a reading from me, reach me at Chris Psychic Garcia on Facebook. You can reach me at the cell phone 210-974-3470. Again, 210-974-3470, or email me at garcia187bluelove@gmail.com. Or you can find me on Instagram, on both Instagrams. One of them is Chris Garcia together _79. I can't remember the other one on the top of my head, but but if you do want to read from me, I would say check me out. And I can't think of anything else. And I just want to say thank you, Tessa, for having me on. I know our time's almost up. And for Michelle for listening and calling in and enjoying us.
It's very nice.
I know. And then so Beth, thank you for calling. I don't know if you can hear us, but I just want to say I love you
Miss
guys.
Beth. I did find her on Facebook. I tried to go through your pages, couldn't find her through there, and I just did a search and found Beth Allen, and there she was.
Okay. But just want to say love you guys, and I know we still have a few minutes, but just in case if I couldn't say the information, I wanted to say it early because we got about how many minutes, Tess?
We have about 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, so I just want to say I'm glad that everybody called. And you know what was crazy? I can tell you one thing, Tess. We had a long night tonight. It was just, I couldn't hear you at first.
I know.
And I don't know.
That was my fault.
I don't know what was going on. I thought I was like, what the hell did I do?
That's why I was like, wait, don't do anything. It's me. I can hear you, but yeah, you couldn't hear me. So it was, misstep, but we got it. Thank goodness.
I know, but we had a good time. And for anybody that wants to talk at the after party, I guess Tessa can give you that information.
Indeed. So we do have an after party, which you can send me a Skype request at tessa.n.thomas30. I believe it shows up as Tessa Thomas Peterson. But yeah, feel free to send me a Skype request and let me know that you want to come into the after party. Or if you're doing it by phone, you can call at 970-335-9596. That is our Skype number and our number for calling in for free readings and such.
Well, I did have a good time, and you know what? I can't wait till you can get back on, because that's going to be kind of interesting. That's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. Now, maybe one day, Taz, we're going to get on StreamYard one day. I don't know what your schedule's like during the week, or if you're more available during the weekend. But we need to do StreamYard one day.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I tried to do it on Halloween, and then I didn't even press the go button. I thought we were already a go, but then I looked in the right-hand corner, and I was like, oh, shit, we haven't even been live this whole time. Which is okay, because it wasn't good. Like, the show and the sound for the StreamYard were on two different realms, so I felt like I had a really bad case of ADD going on. But unfortunately, it is the end of our show. I want to thank you so much, Chris, for coming on. I'm so glad you did. And Michelle for calling in. And like you said, Beth and Stephanie and Brave Sir Robin, everyone else that called in. Thank you so much for doing so. It was awesome to hear from you guys this evening.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity.
No worries. And I want to thank all of our friends on We Are Paradox Media's Facebook, Twitter, iHeartRadio, and wherever else you may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. I had a wonderful time, and I can't wait to do it again. Tomorrow night we have Mr. Keith Evans, and we will be going into the paranormal with him. You guys don't forget, we are all in this together. Together we can make the world a little better, and together, my friends, we are Paradox Media, because without you, there is no us. Again, like I said before, if you would like to join us on the Skype after party, send me a contact request at live.tessa.n.thomas30 or give us a jingle jangle at 970-335-9596. I'd like to thank our sponsors. We have our musical sponsor, Roy Washington, who gives us all of our music for our musical breaks. Also, we have financial sponsors and volunteers. We have Mr. Jim Morris, the Edge of the Scottish Isles, Mr. Del Elson, Kevin McDougall, and Miss Mia Savage. You guys, night-night, live in light. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and take care of my yous.
Ha 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 ha.